Hello, fellow female activists. Today's recommendation is to renew your library card. Hi, I'm Cathy, your fellow female activist and wellness coach. And this playlist is all about recommendations. So today we're going to learn why you want to renew that library card. But as we do all the time, we are going to go into our positive quotient repetitions or PQ reps that will get us into the flow, that will get us into our heads and bodies and get rid of the outside. Okay, so this one is actually going to be with your eyes open, believe it or not. So as long as you feel safe, okay, think of this if you're new to my channel. This is always how we start every video, and it's on intention, it's by intention. And think of it as like a meditation moment. So as long as you feel safe, you can feel free to close your eyes, be in a private place where it's nice and quiet if possible, and just make sure, again, that you're not going to be disturbed. So with our eyes open though, today, okay, for our PQ reps, go ahead and look at something ahead of you. Okay, so directly ahead of you. And I want you to look at it with such intention that you can see everything more clearly. What do you notice about the colors? Can you see the textures? Is there any natural light coming to the object? Really, just bring your mind to that object that you're looking at. Not overthinking it, just looking at it with intention. And now, go ahead and look at something else, but with a diffuse gaze. So almost like you're trying not to pay attention to it. Use your eyes, but don't be so intent as you were before on this second object. Give it a dull gaze, almost with your eyes closed, a soft gaze. And notice again, what can you tell about this object? What colors or hues do you see? Do you see any light reflecting on it? Again, with a diffused gaze. And now, go ahead and close your eyes. And go ahead and rub two fingertips together with such intention that you can feel the fingertip ridges, so that you can almost feel your fingerprints. And with that, go ahead and blink your eyes open. So that, my friends who are ever new here, that is a positive quotient session, okay? Positive quotient repetitions, as we call it. And it is a way to calm your mind, okay? It's a way to get back into your body, to actually have your mind reconnect with your body. That is so very important. And we want to make sure that whenever we're in high moments of stress, that we are doing everything we can to bring back our neutral anxiety. I shouldn't say anxiety, but we want to bring back our nervous system back to neutral as much as possible. Okay. So today, again, is a recommendation day and your library card. So raise your hand if you, in fact, have ever had a library card, right? I would hope all of us here have a library card or at one time had one. So why is this important? Well, given that everything is at risk right now of going away, it is very important to understand what is best, I guess you should say, how best to use whatever resources we have, okay, available to us. So assuming at this time of recording that libraries are still open, what I want you to do is make a concerted effort, okay, to actually renew your library card if you have not, if you don't already have one that's already, I guess you could say open. So if you have never had a library card, this is a wonderful time to do it. You can actually probably get a library card in most cases online. Now, I might be wrong about that, but unless you are someone over under the age of 18, correct? I believe that at some point, you need to show identification of who you are, okay, and your age. But in most instances, unless you're, a younger person under the age of 18 and need adult supervision or authority, you should be able to get a library card, okay, hopefully online. Now, again, at the time of this recording, right now libraries are open, they're underfunded, and they're definitely going to get hit with a lot more people utilizing them. But that's a good thing. We want people to use the libraries. So why renew your library card? Well, let's think about what's happening right now, okay? Again, at the time of this recording, things are going downhill really fast in the United States. And I mean that by virtue of the federal government not working at all. And so, whatever time we have left with our institutions that are both at the local, state level, okay, we want to utilize them as much as possible. One, to give them support, but obviously to gain the type of support that we need as well. So, a library card. If I can find it, I may still have it, but there is a wonderful, wonderful YouTube video that actually gave me this idea. And at the time, I was just scrolling through YouTube for different reasons and came upon this video about why you want to have a library card. So I'll put that in the comments below so that you have it. Oh, sorry, in the description below. But I really want to reiterate it in the terms of someone like us, fellow female activists. So a library card is phenomenal. Let's say that you want to research different companies, okay? There is a database in that you can access with a library account, okay? So as long as you have a library card, all right, you can go into the different databases that the library actually pays for, okay? So that's why libraries are so important to keep around. We can benefit so much from the different library resources. So again, let's say you're a business owner, or let's say you're in some type of social justice and you want to research different companies, whatnot, you can actually do so through your library account, okay? And I'm not going to go into like how that looks, but there are so many databases that, again, the libraries have access to, all right? So it's a wonderful, wonderful resource. So that's one reason. Another reason, heck, if you don't really want to buy, okay, any new books, audios, whatnot, and you don't want to have to pay, okay, for something you're not going to keep, that's why libraries are so important. I happen to be a Deborah Harkness fan. Okay, I read all of her books from beginning to end in the month of December and January. Okay, so this past December and January to get my mind off of what had happened on November 5th. And so that was like my escape. Okay, and they're wonderful. Well, I did buy, okay, the first three books because it's a trilogy, but the more current ones, I actually checked out of the library. Okay. It's not to say that I won't ever buy maybe like, all of the books, but I just didn't find the need. Okay. I said I didn't want to wait months to get the original books, all right, to get the first three books. So that's why I bought the trilogy. The other two books, however, obviously, I was like, okay, I can either buy them separately or I could just decide and go to the library. Well, I chose the library, and guess what? I didn't have to wait. They were all there, and it was phenomenal. So understand books, music again that you might otherwise have to pay for on a subscription model somewhere else. Now, again, I understand the usefulness of online subscriptions. I'm not getting away from that. I even own I have an online business that's a subscription base. And I also know that it's extremely useful to then go to a library, okay, even if it's just online, and check out books and check out audios and check out music. You can check out garden seeds. Yeah, garden seeds at one of my local libraries in my area. I can check out library catalogs of seeds. That's amazing. Right now, creating your own food is a really good idea. And even better if you check out the seeds from the library. It's phenomenal. Another really neat perk of having a library card is you can then check out cultural passes for your local area. So in my case, I love going to museums. Okay. You can even find uh, opera. Okay. So your local opera house, there are local opera tickets, cultural passes at the library that I can get. Think about any theme park. Think about, I mean, like it's amazing. When I say theme park, I mean local. Okay, you're not going to find, I believe, any Disney cultural passes, even in California. But what I'm getting at is that library cards are phenomenal for budgeting. They're phenomenal for expanding your mind, okay, quite literally. And they're wonderful for keeping community together. There are so many ways to use a library. I know that the library that I love to go to, it has study rooms that I can use as multi-purpose rooms, i.e., I could have been very well, uh, you know, uh, recording one of these videos in one of those study rooms. They have a multitude of resources, not just within the librarians' heads, but literally inside of the library. So please, please, please give a lot of love to your local library. Um, Now more than ever, if you want to read books that otherwise you're not going to find, let's say in a classroom, or maybe your kids want to read books that are already now banned. That's really sickening. But a library is a perfect place to go get information. And I love what LeVar Burton, who was the host of Reading Rainbow, he has a wonderful, in fact, I have it on my computer. It's a sticker. It says, read banned books. Those are the best books. And do so with not necessarily having to spend anything. Again, libraries get an allotment of resources, okay, in the form of dollars so that they can have a variety, right, of reading material. And that reading material comes again in the form of books, audio, ebooks, again, a plethora of ways to get information. So the recommendation today for my fellow film activists is to get your library card renewed if in fact it has lapsed. And if you have never had a library card, guess what? This is your moment to go ahead and make history because I assure you, you're going to love having that library card. It is like the best way to broaden your mind and your horizons and not spend a dime. Or let's put it this way, your tax dollars have made it possible. Okay. So with that, go get your library card renewed and let me know in the comments, how it went for you. And if you got anyone else's library card renewed, I would love to know that we're creating more and more library users. Okay. So until next time, take care, take charge. God bless.